Well, hello there, everybody. And this is Auntie. And I am here to do my rant on Love is Blind Season 2. I know y'all thought y'all auntie didn't watch it, but I did. And we're going to get into it.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that everybody needs.
You can make this up. Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties that wait. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome back. And this is Auntie. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. To all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. I had a little conversation yesterday with my members, and I discussed watching Love is Blind, and I believe that the members agreed that maybe we should come out here and have a little conversation about it. So there are multiple shows that I have been watching but have not been reviewing. As I explained to my members last night, the reason why I did not review Love is Blind is because I had a lot of things already on my plate. And the way that Netflix drops the episode, I would have had to do like back to back reviews. So I thought it was best that we just come out and do a rant and a summation of the foo la la and the bull we saw on this season of Love is Blind. For those people who have not been watching Love is Blind is almost like married at first sight, except for these couples don't get married at the altar. They start off in these pods and they are talking to each other through a wall. They never get an opportunity to meet one another. The only way that they can meet one another is if they get engaged. And so the couples talk, I believe it is for like 6 to 10 days, and they make a decision on whether or not they're going to get engaged to one another. After the couples are engaged, they then go to a semi honeymoon where they get an opportunity to see whether or not they are compatible with one another. Then after that, they come back to their homes and they prepare for a wedding or a marriage. At the altar is where they make the decision on whether or not they are going to get married or no. The whole premise of the show is these people meet each other behind these pods because they're asking the question, is love blind? Can you fall truly in love with someone sight unseen? My answer to that would be no, because if you come from behind that cotton freaking pod wall and you are looking like a piece of, I'm going to treat you like one. Y'all let me know down in the comment section if you all believe that love is blind. This time we had, I believe it was 6 couples who stayed together. So let me put on my glasses so that I can be accurate in the information that I am giving out. Hi, everybody. I don't have my comments on because I'm going to be bringing some things up on the screen. So I am not looking at the comments. I apologize in advance. My moderators will take care of you. Okay. Okay. So let me see, because I believe it was 6 couples, but I need to count them because I'm old. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 couples got engaged, 6 couples went on a honeymoon, and 6 couples prepared for a wedding. And so we're going to start off with these mofo couples, and I'm going to go through each one of them and give my opinion about these couples. Out of the 6 couples, I just want to let you know, spoiler alert, that only 2 of these couples got married. And I don't even believe that the 2 that got married should have gotten married. So the first couple that I want to talk about, and I'm hoping it's coming up on the screen. Let's see. No, that's not coming up on the screen. Let's see what I'm doing wrong here. So let's see. I thought I had already worked this out, but I guess I didn't. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I want. I just did this. Unbelievable. So hold on. Ay, 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 ay. It wasn't this. It was this. Let's see. Let me try it again. Why isn't it working? I wanted you all to see these couples. Let me see. No. Oh my goodness. This is making me I'm so irritated. Let me see. Okay, let's just try it this way. Let's see if this way works for your auntie. Because you got to see these couples in order to put it in your mind, right? So let's see. There we go. I think I got it. Do I have it? Are you all seeing it? Hoping that you are seeing it. And then I can't click the chat. Yeah, I can't click the chat. Let me know. Give me a 1 if you are seeing this. I'm sorry, y'all. I think I have it on here right. So let me know if you can see it. Okay, thank you. So this particular couple, Nick and Danielle, made it to the altar, but I don't believe they should have. Now, Nick and Danielle quickly became exclusive and spent most of their time in the pods getting to know each other deeply. The 2 of them fell for each other quickly in the pods with a bond that has the potential to last a lifetime. But once in Mexico, their emotional connection carried over to the physical. However, things took a turn for the worse when Danielle's insecurity regarding trust reared their ugly head. while Danielle and Nick overcame their trust issues and get back to the communication style they had in the pod. Now, did this particular couple, Danielle really did have a lot of insecurities. I could not understand it for the life of me why she did, right? But she did. And she had been hurt in previous relationships and stuff like that. But Nick, although they did not talk about it, he had issues too. And I could not understand. I mean, they had a tumultuous relationship, in my opinion, because the two of them, this is my opinion, the two of them really had a off and on again relationship. Like they would argue and fuss and fight, especially when they were on the honeymoon. They would argue, fuss and fight, and then they would get back together. And I think that they were, as a lot of people say, in trauma bonding with one another. I believe that they both had traumas. He didn't have the greatest relationship with his mom. And even when he went, when they came back from the honeymoon and they went to, have a conversation with the mom, the sister and the mom, in my opinion, were really, really negative. That's just my opinion. But I thought the sister was making very shady comments, and I just did not see the two of them really staying together. She had eaten something or drank something or whatever while they were on the honeymoon. And so she got sick. And all of the couples got together on a beach to, for a little get together. Because as I said, this show kind of mimics Married at First Sight. Well, she got angry with him because he was enjoying himself and she was watching on a balcony and saying, well, I needed you and I was here alone and all of that. Well, what am I going to do when you're laying puking on the bathroom floor? Like, what could Nick have done? She is extremely needy, needs Nick to basically pamper her as a child, and it's almost the relationship became very codependent very, very early on with her. And I think that this is just the kind of personality that she has, like point blank period. And for him, it weighs heavily on him. And they will argue about this dumbest things. Now, this girl is one of those sorority girls, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but she took Nick to her apartment. And when she took Nick to the apartment, she had a hodgepodge of furniture all over the place. Like she had furniture everywhere, right? But she had mentioned to Nick that she and her friends, partied so hard that they broke the table. And so, with him being I guess more mature, I don't necessarily think that he is so much older than her, but his maturity level and where he sees himself in life, he had mentioned to her that it's unacceptable for them to get together and her have her friends come over to the house breaking up the table. And for her, she doesn't see any harm in it. I think that while opposite attracts, I think that it can also be a catastrophe at the same time. The two of them met at the altar and they got married. And I was surprised that they were, because I was thinking that he would be the one to back out. And she was telling him at the altar that she's going to be the wife that he needs and that she's going to be there for him like he is for her. But I was like, you don't have the emotional intelligence nor the emotional and mental capacity to be there for anybody else, because she's always wanting Nick to be there for her. So while this couple did get married, I'm guessing and estimating, so I'm guesstimating that this couple probably won't make it a good 6 months. They are having a reunion show, and I'm expecting at the reunion show for them to be separated from one another, because her insecurities are suffocating and he really couldn't be free to be like who he really was, because she is so suffocating, and that's just my opinion about it. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what you all think about this, because I just was like, I could not believe that the two of them made it to the altar. I think that the both of them should not have gone through with this, but I guess maybe you get pressured into doing this. I don't know, but I really do believe that there may have been some pressure from other people who were, forcing them, I guess, in so many ways to stay together. The next couple that I want to talk about, y'all, is this couple. Hold on, let it process here. This couple, Shaina and Kyle, let me tell you, they were doomsday from the beginning. Now, I'm going to be bringing up, for those of you all who have not watched this show, I'm going to be bringing up another gentleman that Shaina was into. So while you're in these pods, you can make connections with a lot of people, multiple people. I believe that they start with what, 10 men, 10 women, or whatever it is. No, it's more than that, because there's a bunch of people who didn't make it, but they start off with, equal men, equal women. And so you go into these pods, and sometimes you know who you're going into the pod with, because I guess you make like little reservations to be able to see that particular person. So Shayna had two love interests that she was, talking to in the pods. It was Kyle and it was Shane. And Shane is one of those, he gives off the appearance of one of those goofball type guys, one of them bromance, banging their chests up on each other, and he just seemed like a little surf dude. Kyle, on the other hand, wasn't quite that way. It almost felt like to me that the two of them, like she was almost a mommy figure for him. And so it says right before the engagement, Shayna finds out that Kyle is actually an atheist and has no interest in religion. Despite this, he got down on one knee and proposed to Shayna with his mother's engagement ring. At the first meeting, Shaina and Kyle embraced, but she immediately let him know her hesitation to get married to someone who isn't part of the same faith. On their first day in Mexico, all seems to be going well until Shaina tells Kyle she wanted to stay the night in separate rooms. To Kyle's surprise, he finds out that Shayna had left the retreat in the middle of the night. So despite that, Kyle continues to fight for his love with Shayna until Shayna met with her parents, and her parents was like, what the foolishness, you bringing this mofo up in here, and he doesn't believe in God, he doesn't believe in anything. And so shortly after that, she breaks it off with him. But so she broke it off with him, right? And of course, he was hurt because he was thinking, well, we had talked about the religion. We said that we were going to be able to put that to the side and stay in a relationship. But she knew before all of this, before she even agreed to the proposal, she knew that she wanted a man who believed in God and who shared her same religious beliefs. But still, and yet she did it. I think that she agreed to do it because she was rebounding from Shane, and she did not want the experiment to end for her. I believe that she wanted to get with Shane. And so when they went to Mexico and everything, she knew damn well that she was not interested in Kyle at all. She was completely and totally interested in Shane. So she was dragging this man along, I believe, to be in this experiment. She finds an opportunity while she's there to get up in Shane's face and to criticize Shane about his relationship with the young lady that he had chosen, which was Natalie. And, so she used the opportunity while they were at the beach party to get up in his face. Now, Natalie, of course, is standing in the background. Natalie understands that there is something between the two of them because, of course, when they come out of the pods and they all get together in the same place, when they all get together in the same place, they chit chat about the connections, whether that they have a connection, who they have a connection with, so on, et cetera, right? And so she, basically has told, Shane at the last minute that she was interested in him. Now, when they were in the pod, Shane again was balancing, between Natalie and Shaina. He didn't know who he wanted to be with, but him being such an insecure man and always needing to be affirmed, always needing his ego stroked, Shaina would not give Shane what he wanted. She would not, tell him that she was really interested in him. She was wishy-washy and all this, but she was basically playing hard to get with a surf dude. And we know that, and no offense to surf dudes, okay, I'm just talking about his aesthetics, okay, what he looked like. And so, of course, she's playing games, and then she finally comes out and tells him how she feels about him. But at that point he has a conniption fit in the pub, because he's like, God damn, why would you wait until I've connected with Natalie to be honest with me and tell me how you feel about this? And I agree, especially with her being an older, mature, okay, woman. But sometimes when you're mature in one area, you're not in another, right? I'm starting to learn that from watching these mofos. By the way, Love is Blind Japan is on, and it is fire. So if you got Netflix, watch that one too. But anyway, so she was playing games, and of course Shane picked Natalie because Natalie was upfront with him. Hey, I like you, I'm fighting for you, all that kind of stuff. And so she did not win. When they were in Mexico, she pulled him to the side and she was like, this girl isn't working for you. Your relationship is fake. I think it was Mexico. It may have been Mexico when they came back. Nevertheless, it was when they came back. She was saying that the relationship was fake between the two of them. Yiddy, yiddy, yah, yah, yah. So she was just being completely negative about the situation. She had came out her trick bag and said some things that got back to the couples. And so, she had told, so Shayna was having a conversation with Natalie, and Shayna, being a messy boots bitch, okay, told Natalie, well, when you break up with Shane, I got a boyfriend waiting for you. And so why would, Shayna do that? Because Shayna is a messy bitch, right? And she wanted to cause situations between the two of them. She just wanted to cause, these situations and try to put a wedge between this couple. But here's the thing, Natalie and Shane were ever a match anyway. And whether or not they were pretending, because I do believe Natalie was, um, even though they were pretending, you don't have to do the work. Okay, the universe will do the work. And so you don't ever have to go out there and put yourself out there, embarrass yourself on national or international television to break up a couple. But regardless of the fact, Shane wasn't going to stay with Shayna because she wasn't the type of person who was upfront with him about things. And I just didn't think that they were compatible anyway, but she did. Now, word on the street is that the two of them have been seeing each other. Shane came, there's an article in Screen Rant where Shane came out and said, hey, I am not messing with this chick, right? We've been together in group settings, but we are absolutely not dating one another. Okay, now I ain't heard nothing from Shayna, but bitch Shane definitely came out and said that. And so the thing about it was Kyle ended up getting his heart broken because he's thinking, against all odds, this relationship between Shayna and I is going to work. And she, took his mama's ring. But when she sat down with the family and, they asked him what he believed in, and he didn't believe in God or anything like that, the mother, the father, and the brothers were all against it. And so it didn't have a fighting chance. She wasn't being authentic with Shane, and she wasn't being authentic with Kyle. And at the end of the day, Kyle is the one who walked away with his heart broken and in his hand, bitch. And I just was like, the universe has some things that it is going to teach her, because when you are trying to be in a relationship with somebody, you have to be authentic about how you feel about a person, where they stand in your life. I'm one of those type of chicks that I'm not going to bend over backwards to stroke your ego. But you know what? If I like you, I like you. And if I like you, then I don't have a problem with complimenting you and telling you how good you smell and how intelligent you are and all that kind of stuff, right? I don't have a problem with doing any of that. So the next couple that I want to talk about is Shane and Natalie. Okay, so Shane is the guy that Shaina was liking. In the pause, again, she was not upfront with him, but Natalie was. Natalie basically was bending over backwards, and I think that Natalie has this thing about competition. So it says that Shane accidentally called Natalie by Shayna's name, and this led him to having to do some serious damage control with Natalie. Despite Shayna professing her feelings for Shane, he had already decided he would propose to Natalie. In episode 3, Shane asked Natalie to be his wife. Once in Mexico, their emotional connection flawlessly carries over to the physical and sexual connection. While they are complete opposites, they seem to bring out the best in each other. Okay, now this particular couple went to the altar and did not make it, because there was some things that Shane, the two of them have gotten into an argument with one another, and he told her that she was the worst thing that ever happened to his ass. Okay. And so, of course, because she said that to him, she decided on the day of the wedding that she was not going to marry him. She was broken emotionally. She said that she did not feel safe being with Shane. She said that her father made her feel safe, and Shane didn't. He made her feel very shaky, insecure, and all that jazz, right? So while the two of them, you know, were together, I did not see it for them, because I felt again as if Natalie was just competing. I think that once Melody, child, I'm calling her all kinds of stuff, ain't I? Once Natalie, auntie, found out that Shayna was in the picture, it was game on for her. Whatever it is that she needed to tell Shane, whatever it is or it was that she needed to say, she said it. I never thought that Natalie was genuine with Shane from day A. Once the two of them got together and connected with one another, they absolutely was a sexual chemistry between the two of them. But as you all know, when you get to be my age, honey, you realize very, very quickly that that is not enough. And love is not enough. Like it's not. And certainly not competition. Because you're trying, in my opinion, I felt like she was just trying to beat Shayna out. Even when he was talking to Shayna on the beach, and Shayna was, shading Natalie, and Natalie had went back to Shane and told him what Shayna said. All of this was to mark her spot. That's my opinion. And the reason why I also thought that Natalie wasn't into Shane like she said she was is because she waited, I believe it was approximately maybe 3 or 4 days before the wedding to even introduce him to her parents. And I thought that that was extremely strange. And, she had moved in with him and everything, and she invites her parents over as if she's staying in some kind of Airbnb, and she then disclosed to her parents that she's engaged and she's getting married. But as close as she indicated that she was with her mother and father, why would a woman who's that close with their mother and father and has that much of a connection wait until the last second, bitch, to introduce him to them. I believe, in my opinion, that this was all a game for her. Um, and I think she just wanted to win. I think she wanted to win. And I think that she did not even like Shade. When they were in Mexico, she would not compliment him, even though he wanted it all. Oh my God, he wanted it all the time. But still, just as a woman, you naturally compliment your man. Oh my God, that cologne smells great on you. Oh my God, I love that outfit. Love how you hooked that up, baby. And even if he doesn't hook it up, the way you want him to look, you still find a way to graciously coordinate your man. Okay, a woman who's into her man and a man who is into their woman has endless compliments and affirmations and confirmations and all that kind of stuff. But she was, a freak in the bed with him. But then when she would come out in public, she didn't have that same energy. And I think that spoke volumes. He was always trying to seek approval from Natalie. And in my opinion, Natalie was always looking down on Shane. Um, I did not see a connection with them, but y'all let me know down in the comment section whether or not you all saw a connection with them. Because I'm telling you right now, I never saw it from the beginning, and I was not surprised that she withdrew. He was totally into this. But he was, drinking and partying and all of that kind of stuff. And when you're drinking and partying and doing all of that kind of stuff, unless your partner is that type of person, it's 9 times out of 10 it ain't gonna work out. It's just not going to work out. I just I didn't like her from the very beginning. And I thought that she was very short with him, very combative. Like, I think that he really was stupid to believe that something would happen between the two of them, that they would go off into wedded bliss and live happily ever after. I just did not see it for this particular couple, but okay, bitch. All right. Now, the next couple that I want to talk about, I feel like I'm missing a couple. So let me go up and see real quick, y'all, because I don't want to miss any of the couples. I don't have this. Bitch. Bitch. No. Do we have to go there, Auntie? Absolutely. Do y'all see who up on the screen? Deepti and Shake. Shake decided to make things official with Deepti in the pods. The pair bonded over their shared Indian background and soon were engaged. However, after their first meeting, their strong emotional connection didn't quite carry over to the physical. While Shake cares about Deepti on an emotional level, which I think was some bull, he was having hesitations about her physical connection. During the week in Mexico, Shake admitted to everybody, that he didn't feel the animalistic type of attraction towards her that he expected to feel. However, as the trip winds down, Shake is beginning to understand that there is more to relationships than sexual attraction. While Shake and Deepti connect on an emotional level, it's yet to carry over to the physical. This man treated her, in my opinion, like a piece of trash in front of other people. I thought it was deplorable the way that Shake treated her. First of all, the two of them were trying to get away from dating the way that they had been. By both of their own admission, they both dated Caucasians, blue-eyed, blonde-haired people, because I think that the two of them were trying to run away from their Indian heritage. Okay, this is my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. But I think that they both were running away from it. And by Shake's own admission, he did not find himself attracted to Indian women. He had never even dated one. And I believe she had never either. When the two of them were in the pod, they both connected over the fact that they had not, okay, and did not date Indian people. And so when the two of them got together, right, they decided, after talking with each other and trauma bonding again. I think a lot of couples get together over trauma bonding. But anyway, so while the two of them were in there, they had their pros and their cons that they shared with each other about dating within their own race, religion. And I think that they did it as an experiment. I don't believe that either one of them were ready to date each other. But they bonded over that. And I think that temporarily she made him believe that it was the right thing for him to do or to try something new by dating a woman who was an Indian as like him. Shake was into the physical. I think that even in the pod, he tried to ask someone if he could pick them up. Now, you're not supposed to know whether or not a person is fat, black. You're not supposed to know anything about one another while you're in these pods. And so she began to share with him that she was heavy at one time and that she had lost, I think it was 70 pounds or something like that she had lost. And so Shake had to get past the physical in his own mind and say, okay, well, she's 70 down. Maybe her size is an acceptable size. Don't think for 1 minute that did not play in his mind at night, because he still wasn't able to fully get past the fact of what she may look like physically. And I think that we all have a natural instinct to want to know what somebody looks like physically, right? We want to know. Does it matter for some people? No. But then for others it does. And I must admit that it matters to me. What someone looks like physically. Am I wrong? No, I believe it's a preference. I believe we all have preferences. But I do believe that it is the way that you handle those preferences, how you make another person feel about their size and about their weight, is what makes all the difference in the world. Thank you so much, Bobby Whitney, for the $100 super chat. Thanks for the review. You are so beautiful. Kisses. Kisses right back to you, Bobby. Call me. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, Bobby, for the super chat. But I think that we all have preferences about size, and I think that we lie to ourselves when we say that this isn't an issue or this isn't something that we consider when dating people. I think it was the way that he handled it. It was very tacky and demeaning and insulting and embarrassing and humiliating. And of course, by him telling everyone else instead of really having a real true conversation with her about it, she heard it secondhand. And when you get information back from someone else as opposed to the person that you're actually dating, it's just going to sting. Yeah. It's gonna sting, it's gonna hurt. And Yeah. So when he met her, he realized, first of all, he had to get past his prejudices against his own. And I don't fully believe he was past his own prejudice about being with the Indian woman. And then being with her and seeing her, he friended her just like that. Because when they were in Mexico and they were deep diving and going in caves and having all of these experiences, the only thing that was on his mind was, I'm not being physical with her. And I think that the best relationships are not based on the physical, because the physical can change in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. A car accident, a paralysis, like anything can happen in a relationship as it relates to the physical. But who that person is internally, their character, the integrity of a person, right? Their personality, all of those things, they may shift because of trauma, but who you are on the inside is just who you are on the inside. He was going around and telling everybody, I can't do it. Even to the extent where he had went to a friend and they were like, just do it. Just go ahead on and have sex with her. Was that with the parents? The parents were elated to see them together. But since the two of them when they went to the altar, Sheikh thought that Deepti didn't have any depth, TH. She got to that altar and she said, hell no, I'm not marrying you. And one of the things that she said at the end was, he doesn't know what he lost. And a lot of men don't know what they lose. You have a very small window, a very, for a woman who know who she is and who she is, you have a very small window to date her and to have her date you back enthusiastically, openly, honestly. That window is smaller than the mother. And with Deepti, when she realized that this mofo, because the two of them have not consummated, they didn't have sex with each other. But when she realized that this was the type, that he was the type of man that he was, and that she had made sacrifices and withheld her own thoughts about this situation, that window shut quickly. When they were at the wedding, he tried to play it off and tell everybody, it's still a party. It's still a party. You know, we're going to party. From my understanding, they partied until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But the thing about it is, he's got to live with what he did. You know, he has to live with this decision. And I understand that the brothers been going after him. They've been going, you know, I guess on Instagram, Twitter wars, back and forth with each other. But none of that stuff matters. What matters is that the family needs to bring and assist Deepti to a place of healing, where she no longer judges herself based on her physical appearance. Women and men, we all know that when we have things about our body, that we, when we have poor self-image, that it's hard to shake that. Sometimes it takes years, and sometimes people don't ever get over what they believe about their own selves. Because see, we can always be our own worst critic when it comes down to self-image and self-worth, self-esteem, valuing our purpose over what we look like. So the two of them didn't get married, and bitch, I'm glad that they didn't. And I'm glad that she put herself first and that she did not just marry him. I was very, very happy that she made a decision. I was glad that she had the opportunity to go first. Because if she had said yes, he said that he would have said yes. and she would have been in a loveless relationship with him. The next couple that I want to talk about is Mallory and Salvador. This particular couple shouldn't have been together either. Mallory, like this was like, let me tell you something. You talking about play somebody for a fool? He absolutely played Mallory for a fool. Now, Mallory was torn between two people, Jarrette and Salvador. She ended up picking Salvador because she just felt like she had more of a connection with him. But before she picked Salvador, she was already proposed to by Jarrette, and that couple's going to come up next. And she turned Jarrette down over a taco dinner. He was devastated, broken, and everything, but she chose Salvador. But Salvador, in my opinion, never felt worthy of Mallory's love. Never felt, and I don't believe that he was out of that relationship for that girl that ended up showing up at that cotton freaking apartment. Now, after breaking Jared's heart, Mallory did choose Salvador as her connection, and Mallory had hesitations about Sal's appearance once out of the pod because he looked like a little wiener. Things became even more complicated when Mallory met Jarrette for the first time outside of the pods in Mexico. Sal overheard Mallory and Jarrette's conversation, which made him feel insecure. But if she wiped her butt wrong, he was going to feel insecure. He's just an insecure man about their relationship with Mallory. But we ended up finding out that he was also in a relationship, an open relationship with someone else that he denied. This woman ended up coming like to the apartment and going the hell off and everything. But Salvador absolutely did not feel like he deserved her love, in my opinion. He was always insecure. Mallory made the right decision not being with Jarrette. And even when she came out the pod and she saw that he was a big, thick, black hunk of a man, she still stayed with Salvador. And Salvador wooed her. He did all of the things that he thought that he needed to do in order to win her over, only to get to the aisle and tell her he did not want to be married. He thought that he was doing something honorable by apologizing to her family. But if I was her family, I would have told him to kiss my big red ruby, you know what. Okay, I'm trying to keep it clean on this. But I would have told him where to go and how to get there. Because this girl, when she found out about the other woman who was in the picture, she had told him, I'm going to forgive you this time. But if this happens again, I'm out. And he just bent over backwards, but he was always approaching her about something. Now, when she sat down in the pods with Jarrette, okay, there were a lot of things about the two of them that they shared. One of the things that they shared between each other was that, she wanted a gold engagement and wedding band. Well, he had never asked those kinds of questions from her, right? And so when he proposed to her with a ring, he proposed to her with a ring that she would not have picked out herself, but she accepted it because this is what the man gives you. Then after a while, you say, hey, boo, I'm not really liking this ring. Can we consider, changing the color, the band, the stone, whatever? Okay. And then after that, she had a conversation with Jarrette because this was his first time meeting her outside of the pods. This was the first woman he wanted to marry. And he met her outside of the pods. And she's absolutely stunning. Like, she's beautiful. Did y'all see her picture? Hold on. Let me bring her picture back because I'm going to tell you right now, honey, Mallory is one pretty woman. Like, her eyes, like everything about her, even her personality, in my opinion, I think that she's an absolutely beautiful woman inside and out. But Salvador, he played her. He played the stew beans out of her. And I really, really felt bad for her. Y'all let me know down in the comments section if y'all felt like he played her. I think that, the young folk call it love bombing. Like he love bombed her. Like he would woo her with music and songs and all this kind of stuff and flowers and picnics on the grass and, just all kinds of stuff. But then did not, he wasn't really feeling it in the inside because I think he never felt worthy of her. And I think that he had an issue with Jarrette. But guess what? At the end of the day, she didn't pick him. But I think that him being in the pause and everything with the other guys and Jarrette talking about her and everybody knowing how connected he really was and how he really wanted to be married to her, I think that all of that affected him and it just tore his little old self-esteem down. Now, he wasn't but about that big of a man. But guess what? That big of a man is, can be with another woman. Like, right? Some women like little men. And Mallory was able to get past all of those physical things and love him for the person that she met behind the wall. And then he gets to the altar. One of the things I did not like that Mallory did was when Mallory sat there and made a decision to ask him if they wanted to go on a date. Like, fuck him. Like, why would you want to go out on a date with him? Mallory is over. And thank God that it's over because can you imagine being married to this mofo for the rest of your life, always having to deal with his insecurities and always having to convince him that you love him, that you like him, that you're going to cook breakfast in the morning. Like what? And all of that singing and all that kind of crap. I got so sick of that. I didn't know what to damn do. Y'all let me know in the comment section if y'all got sick of that damn singing because I had gotten to the point where I started fast forwarding through the bullshit. I could not swallow it no more. Now, what the last couple is Jarrette and Iyanna. Iyanna, bless Iyanna's little heart. Iyanna is a hopeless romantic because she grew up on the rough side of the mountain. She, had been, I believe it was from foster home to foster home, and she finally got a couple to adopt her, I believe, at the age of 18, between the age of 18 and 20. And I think she just wanted love at any cost. I think that it did not make a difference to her. What'd you say? Okay. Okay. Thank you, boo. Um, she just wanted love. Now he'd already um, um, got himself prepared to propose to Mallory. He asked Mallory, if I was to ask you, what would you say? She cried and everything because she was connected to him, but she felt more connected to Salvador. I don't know why I put L in front of it. He was broken and then made a decision because he still had a connection to her that he would pick her. And I'm going to tell you right now, honey, I don't want to be nobody's second. And if I am your second, don't tell me. But because of the situation that they were in, he needed to tell her that she was his second because it was going to get out anyway. After he said that to her, she accepted it. But every time she got a chance, she accepted his proposal. But every time she got a chance, she threw it in his face. And she will always cause him to be beholden to her because of that. And it's probably going to be the thing to break them up. The two of them decided that they would get married. His father was a pastor, and he said that he had an opportunity to marry a lot of couples, but he wanted his first wedding to be his son. And so it was. The two of them got married, but they are completely not compatible. I see her compromising on a level that a woman should never have to compromise on. I don't see this couple staying together because he still is a party boy. And there's nothing wrong with hanging out and with your buddies. But when it gets to a point where I'm talking to you about it, it means that you don't have any self-discipline in that area. Because what you need to do is a gut check and a self-check and check that before I have to say something about it. Now, when I say something about it, I mean where I feel like I have to make a correction. Because at the end of the day, we're all grown people. When we make our choices, our own choices and decisions, we do what's best for each other. And when you are married to one another, you become servants unto each other. I serve you and your needs, and you serve me and my needs. And when my needs are not being met because you're serving yourself and forgetting to put a plate down on the table for me, then there's an issue. And in my opinion, it means that we're not compatible in this area. That doesn't mean that we can't come back maybe some years later on. Maybe I'll keep a little window open for your ass. But I think that she's always going to feel second best in this relationship because she questions it. Now, here, Mallory is now with Salvador. She's married to him. Is Sparks going to fly? Because she's now available. If Mallory had said yes, Iyanna would have been going home like all the other women that went home on this cast. And I think that she made a wrong decision. But I know why she made it. Because she felt like this is love. I feel that he loves me. But I don't know whether or not it's love that's going to last until death do them part. I just don't know. And while she is beautiful inside and out, she has a lot of growing up to do as well. I don't even believe that she, at this point, even really knows who she is. Because she's been in and out, passed back and forth by so many people in her life. She's been replaceable and dispensable. And I don't know if those things are not going to carry over into her relationship. But they said yes. I don't think that she should have. Anyway, y'all, that is my rant recap review of Love is Blind season 2 on Netflix. If you have not watched it, please watch it because you are right on time for the reunion show that's going to be coming on soon. I can't remember when it's coming on. So you're right on time for that. And we're going to have a conversation after the reunion to see how accurate I am about these damn couples and see what really happens, right? I cannot wait for the reunion, especially the conversation between Shane and Natalie. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what couple are you waiting to see on the reunion? What is your guess? Did the two couples that got married, have they stayed together? Have any of the other couples reconsidered and said, you know what, hell, let's get back together? Let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much to Bobby for the super chat. Thank you so much to my moderators who always keep the chat nice and safe so that everyone can, do their thing. Thank you so much to my members. I love you all to pieces, and I look forward to hanging out with you all again real soon. Love y'all. Bye.